My son, my daughter, today I speak directly to your heart, not by chance, not by coincidence, but because the time has come to open your eyes and prepare you for what is about to happen. I want you to stop everything now. Quiet your inner voice. Close a little the eyes of your body and open the eyes of your soul, because the moment we are living is urgent, special. It is a page being turned in the history of humanity. Nothing you see around you is happening by accident. Everything is being fulfilled as it was already spoken, announced, and prophesied. But my intention today is not to fill you with fear. On the contrary, it is for you to awaken, to grow stronger, and not to be negatively surprised when I return, because my coming is increasingly near, more real, more evident. Look around you. Observe carefully and sensitively. Wars breaking out in countries, tribulations happening in the streets of your city, families arguing over small things, friendships breaking because of pride, bad news emerging at every moment, diseases spreading, illnesses taking hold in homes, people suffering alone and crowds wandering without direction. All this is not only the result of chance, but part of a time that was already announced. Your time is precious. Time doesn't go back. Many are wasting opportunities, wasting precious days, living any old way, as if nothing were going to happen, as if everything would remain the same forever. Many are prioritizing luxury, ostentation, worried only about appearance, status, momentary pleasures, forgetting what really matters: the heart, the soul, the neighbor, eternity. And that saddens me. Do you know why? Because I see people seeking joy where there is no true joy, seeking peace where there is only illusion, seeking company in places that only offer disguised loneliness. Meanwhile, many of my children, those who decided to walk with me, are being persecuted, rejected, despised, treated as if they were strangers in this world. And Jesus, my beloved Son, already spoke about this. In the world you will have tribulation, but trust, I have overcome the world. What he meant is simple. Do not be frightened when tribulations knock at the door. Do not despair when evil seems to prevail. Do not lose faith when everything seems lost, because the end of this story is already written. But it is necessary to be alert, watchful, awake, because I do not want you to be taken by surprise. Have you seen how rushed the days are? People always live in a hurry, running from one place to another, with no time to talk, to listen, to look into one another's eyes, to hug. Time passes so fast that many don't even notice the details or see what happens around them. That race, that lack of time, makes you forget to value what really is important. I did not create you to run after the wind, to live anxious about tomorrow, to be desperate over bad news, but to be someone who walks with me, who finds refuge, direction, and peace even in the midst of chaos. Child, do you perceive how many are seeing their relationships affected? Neighbors who no longer speak like before, parents and children distant within the same home, couples who live together but are separated in thought and feeling. All this is part of a scenario that goes beyond the surface. It is the reflection of overloaded, wounded, many times bitter hearts. Difficult people cross your path every day. People who hurt you, who disappoint you, who do not understand what you feel or face. There are many who carry traumas, old pains, unresolved grudges. But I tell you, do not give up on people. Do not close yourself off. Do not let coldness dominate your heart. You were not called to live alone, but to be a bridge, a cure, consolation, and an answer in the lives of others. Remember how Jesus related to the sick, to the paralyzed, to the despised, to those whom no one wanted near. He touched, listened, reached out his hand, saw beyond the appearance, beyond the mistakes, beyond the marks of the past. I want you to do the same, even when it seems difficult, even when pride shouts, even when you feel like walking away. Do not isolate yourself. It is in relationship and walking together with others that your faith is strengthened, that your heart matures, and that you experience true victory. I know the world is full of distractions, temptations, invitations to turn away from what really matters. Social networks, news, excessive entertainment, all that steals your focus, takes you away from my presence, makes you forget that there is a calling, a mission, a greater purpose. Daughter, son, do not allow the voices of the world to silence my voice within you. Do not exchange the essential for the superficial. Do not let the external noise prevent you from hearing my direction. There is a time for everything. Time to work, to rest, to dream, to build, to wait. But there is no time to lose on that which does not edify, that which does not contribute, that which only robs your peace. The time you spend complaining could be used to give thanks. The time you invest worrying about what you cannot control could be used to trust, to pray, to seek my presence. The time you waste in arguments could be used to reconcile, to forgive, to embrace. Look at the world and observe the signs. Wars are increasing. Entire populations are forced to flee their homes, to leave behind everything they built because of plagues, curses, persecution, power struggles. Orphaned children, abandoned elderly, women and men fighting to survive. In other places, people living in fear, locked inside their own homes with tight hearts, feeling unable to change their own destiny. It is impossible not to perceive that something is happening, and all this was already announced. Jesus said, "When you hear of wars and rumors of wars, do not be troubled, for it is necessary that all this take place." What he meant is that everything has a purpose. Even tribulations, even the most intense struggles are not reasons to give up, but to cling even more to faith, not to be cast down, to continue trusting that in the end, the victory is certain for those who persevere. It is very easy to be tempted to live only for what the eyes can see, only for what can be touched, conquered, accumulated. Many seek security in money, in career, in apparent stability, but they forget that none of that is a guarantee. A plague, an unexpected illness, an economic crisis, everything can change from one day to the next. How many people today are being surprised by unexpected situations? How many broken dreams? How many plans interrupted? How many families disrupted for not being founded on me? That is why I tell you, build your life on the rock, not on the sand. The rock is what remains. It is what gives security when the storms come. It is what sustains when everything around collapses. The rock is my word, my promise, my daily care. If your life is anchored in me, you can face any contrary wind. You can go through any tribulation. You can overcome any curse. You can survive any plague. You can endure any persecution. Because the victory I have for you does not depend on circumstances, does not depend on what the world can or cannot do. I want you to pay close attention to what I'm going to say now. The decisions you make today determine your tomorrow. Time does not stop. The world does not wait. Opportunities do not return. How many are wasting time on old grudges, on senseless fights, on resentments that only destroy their own heart? How many stop seeking reconciliation, forgiveness, restoration? Because they prefer pride, being right, the desire to always have the last word. I call you today to a new time, a time of repentance, change, reconstruction. Do not look back with sadness. Do not look at the past with remorse, but look to the future with hope, knowing that I make all things new. You do not need to carry alone the weight of guilt, of disappointments, of defeats. I am here to lighten your burden, to heal your wounds, to lift you up when you no longer have strength. Many ask, why is everything so difficult? Why so much struggle? Why does it seem that nothing changes? I answer you, because it is in the fire of trials that faith is purified. It is in difficulty where character is formed. It is in the storm where you learn to trust. It is in the desert where you find the true manna. Do not flee from challenges. Do not hide from tribulations. Do not curse the struggles, because it is in them that you discover how enough I am, how present I am, how I am the one who cares, who heals, who frees, who transforms. Do not compare yourself to others. Do not envy those who seem better off, because you do not know the struggle each one faces, the pain each one hides, the battle each one fights in silence. Everyone has their time, their process, their path. The important thing is not to give up, not to abandon faith, not to exchange my presence for passing pleasures. I want you to look inside yourself now. Examine your heart. What has occupied your thoughts? What are your true priorities? Who is at the center of your life? What would you do if you knew time was running out? If my return were near? If soon everything is going to change? Are you prepared? I do not want you to live in fear, but with purpose. I do not want you to live anxious, but with hope. I do not want you to be taken by surprise, but to be ready, alert, aware of the value of time, the value of people, the value of each choice. Child, there are many who are tired, overwhelmed, discouraged, without strength to continue. I know the weight you carry. I know the battles no one sees. I hear the prayers you make in silence, the tears that fall on the pillow. I do not reject you. I do not abandon you. I do not forget you. I am the one who heals the deepest wounds.